I would say I'm the pioneer of bots in South Africa. Actually, Africa, to be honest. When I do something, I don't do it to survive. I do it to dominate. I'm not here to just nurse their emotions. For me, this is a calling. I'm not doing this just for fun. I want to conquer Africa with bots. My story is not that I dropped out. I didn't drop out. I passed it with distinctions. If someone out there wants to do something without seeing outcome, then I think you just go look for a job. For someone to take something serious, there must be a bit of pain. Consistency has nothing to do with size. Even when you are starting, success is close. You must team up with John, or else I see hunger. I advocate for whoever out there who wants to do trading. If you finish your school, if you don't finish something, even Forex, you won't finish it.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Motivational from Top Trader South Africa, and I'm bringing you guys another installment of Market Masters, where I sit down with the most prominent figures in the industry. And today, you guys have been asking, you've been requesting, it's been years, until finally he felt like he was ready to come through. I've got Rolani Nkuna, but obviously the streets know you as, these Forex streets know you as John Ghatti. Yes, welcome.
Welcome, guys. Welcome. Yeah. Nice for also welcoming me. Nice,
Yeah.
It has been quite some time. Then I said, it's good sometimes for people to hear my story.
Yeah, and I think this is the first interview you ever doing.
Yes,
correct?
I've never done one. Whenever I want to do one, time.
Yeah. Thank you for making time for us as well. I think we've got a lot to get through.
Yeah.
But obviously, people see this brand, John Ghatti. Yeah. What you've built over the years, you've got like one of those very stable brands, truth be told. Because yes, when you mention some of the top Forex brands, top Forex brands in South Africa, John Ghatti is going to be up there as well. And you've built quite something over the years. But I think before we actually get into all of that, I actually want to know, we want to take it back.
Yes.
All the way back before Forex. Where did you grow up?
Me, I grew up in Limpopo.
Okay.
So basically, this is how it works about, right? My mom is South African, and then my father is Zim.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
so that's where the Zim thing comes in.
Yes.
Okay.
So I grew up in Limpopo.
Yeah, which side Limpopo?
In a place called the Shelly.
Okay.
Yeah, some villages out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then my grandparents are from Cholocho. There's a place called Cholocho. That's where I built the house.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you go to
school?
To school or high school? Or did you finish high school? Let me ask
Yeah, man. Me, I just didn't finish high school.
Okay.
In terms of school, I was one of the brightest people, right? Brightest students or learners from the school where I came from, right? So I went to a school called H.S. Phillips, somewhere in the village in Limpopo, right? I was the first person since 1932 to get distinction, 6 distinction in that particular school. So when I do things, I don't do things I do things to level.
Okay.
I dominate.
Yeah.
You understand? That's how I am. Then after that, I came to Joburg in 2010.
Okay.
There's a place called Dipsloot.
Oh,
That's where my parents were staying.
I see it.
Then I went to UJ. So initially, that time when I went to varsity around 2010, mining was booming, right? So I wanted anything that is going to make me better. I said, I want to do mining. I didn't know what it is. Then I chose mining, industrial, and civil engineering. Then because the space was full, right? UJ. Then they admitted me for civil engineering. Then I did pass it.
Okay.
And not just passing, with distinctions. Yes.
Yeah.
I've got honors in civil engineering.
Honors.
So I'm not just one of those people who did Forex just for hustle. No.
Okay.
I did for domination.
Yeah.
You understand? So that was a calling.
Okay.
Yeah.
The financial markets wait for no one, but with the right tools, you'll never get left behind. And that is where the Octa trading app comes into play. Craft your strategy, analyze the markets, execute with accuracy with Octa. Also awarded the 2024 Most Trusted Broker in South Africa. Now that's a broker I trade with, and that's a broker that you should be trading with. What are some of the things I look for when choosing a broker? Transparent trading conditions, fast deposits and withdrawals, a diverse range of instruments. Bro, Did you hear that? No? Just me, I guess. And a user-friendly interface designed for easy navigation and efficient trading.
Octa.
Okay, I get it. I hope you do too. Download the Octa Trading app today and use the promo code MarketMasters to get your 100% deposit bonus. Elevate your trading with Octa. So now you finish your varsity.
Yes, UJ.
Yeah, UJ at
Yeah.
UJ. Which year did you finish?
2017. That's when I graduated, yeah.
Oh, when you graduated.
Yes.
Okay, then after that, is this when does Forex come into the
So
picture?
Forex came in 2015.
Oh, so while you were at varsity.
So let me tell you how it came about, right?
Okay.
So you see, what I've learned is, that's why I'm saying, coming from a village where now, things are not prone, back in the days, 2015, Instagram was not strong and TikTok and stuff like that. The only thing that you think is the only way going to work to make it in life is going to school. And that's what I was more fortunate about. So 2015, around 2016, there was another guy, right? There was a time, I think there was another broker. So he was busy with this thing. So there was one guy who was, he always busy on his laptop. So I wouldn't understand. So he told me, he came to me, the time there was Sun Delicious were popping that time,
okay,
yeah. And Rev, they came and said, Pella, you can be able to make $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
You can be able to make $1 million in a month. I said, no, it's impossible. Why would I say? And I believe because there was no one around me and where I come from who has ever experienced that.
Yeah.
You understand? Then I'm like, no, it's not possible. Then what happened is, at school, at school people, especially there's a place called D-Labs there by UG. So people there always, you meet different people. Then this guy could always do this thing. So now I get, involved. That's when now... the story just gets wild, and then now that's when I start getting into it.
Get into it. Yeah. But how do you get into, how does John Ghatti get into Forex? What's the process like at this point?
Okay. So basically what happened, 2016. So there was that particular guy that I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. He was busy with it. So I would always see, whenever we're going to study, I'm seeing this guy doing this thing. So, I'm going to study what I'm doing for my civil engineering. Then he's busy. So I asked him, I'm like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
Then that time he studied it, but it's like, sometimes that's why when you're blessed, something is for you, is always for you, right?
Okay.
So this guy, when he was doing it all the time, so I could see him all the time. Then now I think there was time for news, right? I didn't know what was it that time. Then he started doing those things. When he called me, he said, no, you know what? I've made money. I made 15,000. 15,000. I didn't believe, right? But you see, because it's someone I see all the time, then I could see by the change in this guy's life. He called me, let's go to D-Labs. Let's go and eat. This guy is paying. Hey, he bought a laptop. I said, no, man, there's something. And I know I'm smart, right? There's no way if this guy is making money, I cannot make it.
Yeah.
That's where now my journey started. I said, no, with this guy's intelligence, my intelligence is higher on this guy. That's when I started jumping on this thing. I said, no, I have to do it.
Yeah.
Then now what happened and I started inquiring. So there was a time, I think back in the days, there was another lady. That lady, I think I found her on YouTube or was it Facebook or something. Then I DM'd her. Then this lady, she offered. There was a place close there by, she said, no, we'll teach you. Then when I went there, I met her for one day. I never met her again, right? And then from there, I'm someone who does my research. In terms of intellect, my man, I fight. I fight. So I did my research. So now there were seminars, there was another white guy in Sentin used to come. So I would go there and all those things, I found research. So I was busy with those things at the time, and then eventually, in the time it was the Dr. Rev was busy, So I, get inspired. So me, I'm one of those people, especially when I see something, I could read someone's intellect that said, no, I know I'm smart. So if this guy is doing, there's no way I cannot do this. Then now I get involved onto it. And then I say, no, in fact, then 2017, I got into it and then we started doing news. I funded with my money. So that time I was using a bursary. I first did it. I almost blew an account. But what saved me was news.
Okay.
It was Wednesday. Interest rate for JPY.
GBP, JPY.
Correct. Around in the morning.
Yeah.
So what happened? There was one so it happens on Wednesday. So it was one for USD around 8.
Okay.
So I missed, when the screen is big, so you shrink your screen. Then my pending orders were far. Then what happened? I had to wait for the other day until 5 in the morning because there was JPY in the morning around 5. Because remember our times is different. Then I plugged it, where you put pending orders up, pending orders down. Then that day, that's where God said, I think my son, this is your journey. Trust me. It was almost because I put $500. Then it was because I was trading, and my first time I didn't know what was happening.
So wait, this is your
First account.
Yeah, your first account.
Yes.
Your first account with $500.
$500.
Money from bursary or
Money from bursaries. Remember when you're doing civil, when we are doing serious things, they give you money.
Okay.
Yeah, you remember you get stipend, you get money for food and all those things. You understand? So when you have that, I had to save that money. Then I started because I felt like, no, I've done my research. So I put in the money, but it was not enough. You see, but because we blessed, you understand? Because that 500, if I lost that 500, there was no way I was going to get it again.
Yeah.
But I say, if I lose it again, I'll do it. But luckily, I was lucky enough. Then when I did that with the news, lucky enough, the market went down. That time it was hot Forex, which now is HFM.
Okay.
Down.
Yeah.
Then I make the money. From 300 to, I think 500 and something, 5,000 something dollars.
5,000.
It's there on my Facebook.
Sure.
Through news. One lot, because I was just dumping that money. There was no way I was going to make it again. And now, because of the leverage was high.
Yeah.
That's where now my journey of Forex started. From that, it never changed.
But what knowledge did you come in with? What strategy were you even trading at the time? Was it just...
No, but at the time there was so many things like Fibonacci stuff. It's like, the issue is that, when you go online, there's so many things that you're doing. But if now you open, because remember, when I was doing this thing, I felt now, what, I had to do it every day. There's just that people, one thing you should understand is that when you do something, in the beginning, people don't care. But when you have a calling, there's someone who can see that he's going to make it. There's people who can see that. But I never stopped doing those things. Trust me, since today, there was a time when remember when you're doing civil, it's not easy.
Okay.
You understand? And now if you're someone, because me as someone I'm a very competitive person, intellectually. So when we go to school, my man, you understand that there's another boy called Rulani. At that time, I'll also explain how the name came about. They know, when I'm in there, you'll know me. And that time I was not fortunate, but you'll know there's another boy here, my energy, you understand? We want to get excellence. So when I do something, I always want to get bottom because I know I'll do it. You understand? Then when we did that, then eventually, it gets, when people start knowing there's another boy, because, I'm a people's person. I talk, so I socialize a lot, Just people who don't know. So now people,
it doesn't seem like you socialize.
No, but I'm saying it's different now.
Okay.
I mean, when you invest, I'm a very friendly person. So many people, I know a lot of people, you understand?
Okay.
And I build relationships. So people who endorse me, hey, what's happening? It's like the same way that guy changed his life. People would see me, hi man, something is happening here. So now people start gathering now. That's when now, John, teach us, you understand what I'm saying? So now that's when I started that thing. Okay, fine. People now wanted to groom with me, and then now people want to learn, you understand? So that's how the journey started from 2017. Then we started seminars, all these things there's nothing that I didn't do.
You've done it all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before, you see, the stuff of seminars, and I've done many seminars. I've done one in Namibia. I don't know how many times I went there. We've been doing that. So in terms of teaching, I've written the books, all those things. So there's no one who can come and say price action and what. I've done that before. Before the time of robots and everything, we've done all that. Signals, teaching people, we've got lessons. But you know what happens when you are learning, you eventually grow as a person. Because when you do something, there's no way that you're not going to make it if you're doing something with passion. I did that thing. I made sure that there's nothing, there's no way I have to do. This is what I have.
Yeah. So that first account, your first account, you flip it, you make how
with
much?
News.
Yeah, with news.
It was $250 to $5,300.
Okay.
The record is there.
Yeah.
I'll also show you can share, people can see.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where the journey of Forex.
Then you withdrew that money.
Yes,
Yeah.
I withdrew that money. So what did I did that money? I think that time was 67. Then you see where my parents were staying. There was a problem of water, right? Then I said, let me take this money. There's something I call borehole, then I took that money, then they used that money so that we can have water. That's what I use that money. So now, and like suddenly now my life changed. Sometimes when you do something, you get to grow. So, I was fortunate enough that if I would have blown the money, there was no way, probably I wouldn't have been here. Because I probably would have been, focused on other things. But I knew that I want to do this. I was fortunate enough that news. Because remember, with news, there's no strategy. There's no strategy on news. Because remember, that's why you see other people, when they place trade, they start celebrating. If you're trading, you're not supposed to celebrate. You're gambling if you're celebrating. If you know something and you have put your risk, why are you celebrating? You understand? So news is gambling. It's just that my gamble was lucky. And that led to me here today. You understand? Then within that, it's just never stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we started doing all these things. There's a library in Joburg.
Okay.
We've been doing many sessions there. Before many people came in, was doing many sessions every Friday.
Were you charging for those or?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
But remember now, it's like now when people came in now, they could see the knowledge. Because I was also using, when you have money, sometimes you make, you lose, But now, okay, fine. People are saying, so now it becomes something, I need to take it serious. You understand? So now it gets to a point now, because now I had to take my time from school, and then now I have to be. But at first, for I think 2016 towards 2017, I was just me calling people. Because, there was another lady who was in the library of Juji. She was a cousin of mine, so she had access there. She said, no, it's fine, you can come. So I would call people, all my friends, all the friends. But you remember, at school, we still back at school. Some people still believe, but some will do it. So mainly now we're focusing mainly on news. You understand? Because remember, in the beginning, they mustn't lie to you. In terms of trading, it's, you will lose. You understand? Sometimes, but at the end of the day, news can back you up. Okay. But there's time where now you find that now within that month there's nothing is happening, and you won't make money. But news can be able to take you from one point to another. You understand? But it's not consistent for someone who wants to do it trading anyway. You understand?
That's a bold statement for you to say that there's no strategy to trading news.
No, there isn't.
So what about the guys out there who say they have a news strategy?
He's lying. Let me tell you why am I saying he's lying. Because if now I tell you that I have got a strategy, right? And then I celebrate when I make a win. Something is wrong there. If I know this is going to happen, I should know. I can't celebrate the outcomes. I know. It's like now I know. If it's like when I go to school, like myself, I was bright at school. Distinction was one of my things. I know. I wouldn't celebrate because I know. I will get distinction because I'm a hard worker and I know what's happening. So I know when I write a test, I will pass. So I cannot celebrate the outcomes because I already know. Whereas if someone didn't study and pass, he will celebrate. But me, I'm a hard worker. I know I've studied. So if I pass, I'm not going to celebrate that. So with news is a gamble because you don't know. It can go in your way, it might not go in your way. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why even when we create the systems, it's just a matter of that we have to measure in terms of the risk management. But it can go your way, it might not go your way. So there's no strategy in news because anything can happen. So how do you have a strategy when something, if now it goes up, it goes down, how is that? You don't.
So now we move.
Yeah.
You're doing 2016, 2017. This is where you 2017. You're doing the classes. Not
really classes, but I was still studying,
Yeah.
and then I was upcoming. That time it was you couldn't do classes.
Okay.
It was I was starting. Like basically I was just inviting my friends and then we're doing it together. That was the stuff that we're doing. So we're not literally doing class, but we're having like sessions where now we call everyone and then we say this is what I'm doing. So at that time people didn't really my friends, all of them always come because they believe in me. All my friends came in and we do it. Then eventually you grow as a person. When you're consistent about something, you're bound to grow. Then now people realize, now people take my time. Then now you say, you know what, this we have to do it. People have to pay because now I have to. Now the number of people is a lot and now it takes up my time. Because now it became consistent when now we do it every day. We do Monday, Wednesday after school, and then Friday. So people will be mainly there and then, but we would be learning. That time, remember, we're not pros. I was still starting as well. It's just that I was fortunate because I already seen the money. So it's like, when you do big gambling, the effect is that once you see the money, you're not going to stop. So that's what also helped me in terms of Forex. That's why even today, I'm still here because of that injection during the news.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Let's move a little bit forward. You
Yeah.
finish varsity.
2017.
So are people already calling you John at this point?
Yes.
Okay, where does the name John Ghatti come from?
Okay, good. So in 2016, I think before 2014, right?
Okay.
So when we were doing, I was staying in a rest called City World somewhere in Joburg, right? So me have been a hustler, man. I'm one of those people, I always want to find solutions everywhere. So now, that time, there's one grandfather of ours, right? He passed on now. He was one of those, in each and every family, there's that one white sheep, I don't know, black sheep or anything. There's that one person who breaks the curse, right? So his name was John.
Okay.
You see? So now this, in a family, there's always that one person everyone look up to. You understand? So now my uncle happened to be that one person who did like none of the stuff that his parents or whatever did. So now when I was in school in 2014 in Eugene, then I was staying in City World of Interest. So I started this thing. So I tried DJing.
Oh, yeah?
I tried DJing, Then now I started trying to do T-shirts and everything. Then I said, you know what? My grandmother is John. And then someone said, one time we were sitting, there was a ground, what's this basement. We used to study a lot down there. So someone came in and said, John Ghatti, So someone came in and was like, John Ghatti. So I was like, okay, what are you saying? So this guy was always calling me like that,
Yeah.
So now people they ended up calling me this. And I was like, okay, fine. Now there's another boy in the 4th floor.
Yeah.
He's doing DJing. So now, like I said to you, when I do something, you will know about me. Then now I started doing this thing of DJing, but me, I was doing it in a different way. I wanted to produce, right? So there were so many people, as if now I was acting as if I'm the main producer. So people now would come in my place now, having to ask, how do we do this, So that's where now the name of John Ghatti. So Ghatti came from the guy, but John comes from my.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's a combination of
Oh,
two.
so it's not a Forex persona that came. It's something that came before the Forex.
It's just it's been going through me. When people who meet at school, they become your friends throughout. Then they now know your name. They don't forget about your name. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. So we move fast forward after varsity.
Yeah.
What's the plan now? Because already now the Forex thing is there. But what's your plan now? Because you've got your degree.
Yeah.
You've got your degree at this
Honors,
point.
not just a degree.
sorry.
Honors, yeah.
Your honors,
Honors, yes.
At this point.
Yeah.
Moving forward, what's your plan?
So, if I were to tell you, you see, because that time from 2017, I was making money.
Okay.
So my energy, because I'm bright, right? My energy on school was no longer the same. You understand? Because I knew that I want to do civil. Remember, the reason I did civil was because what I wanted mining was full. Then they put me on civil. So I knew how it is. So when I finished, because already now I was making some money, sometimes 15,000, with news. So we're targeting. So now my idea of money, now I say I wanted to do trading. So there was one time I almost quit school. Almost. But let me tell you what happened.
Yeah.
So there was a time, I think it was June, second term, when the school closes, final year, 2016. Then I said, you know what? I want to not go home. I want to make money. Then I lost the money. That's when I realized I need to finish school. I didn't make the money.
Oh, yeah?
Because I had so much hope. And sometimes, you mustn't put so much hope in yourself because, you lose. But I realized that, okay, no, it's fine. I didn't make the money that I expected. Because now, it's like, when you see online sometimes when you're doing things, you have got too much pressure, which is good. If you don't have pressure in life, you're not going to make it. You must have people who push you to say, hey, yeah, you are not doing it right. That time it was hectic, people were doing that. I had those things, now not planning things, it's like you end up doing things because someone is doing something. Then now you make unrealistic goals. You understand now, I didn't make the money. Then I lost money during June.
Sure.
I didn't make the money. That's how I expected. The news was not doing. So the news could do this and go this and take your money. Then that's how you realize that you need to do something because there was no money.
Yeah, so now you finish varsity, going back to the fact that after varsity, what was the plan?
So basically I was still on it. But now
okay.
I was just no longer the same, It was no longer, I realized that this Forex, I can take it further. If I could take it and learn more, I can get. So I never quit it. Remember from 2016, this was part of me. So whoever knows me from wherever, they knew that I'm dealing with this thing, you know. So even when I finished, my energy was no longer, because I knew, you know, I feel like I wouldn't have managed in a space because, you know, it's hard work. I never wanted hard work. I always look for short ways of doing things. But lucky enough, I was fortunate that I found trading, and which aligns with my way of doing things, right? Then I continued to do it. And then I was staying there by Brixton. Then things pick up, you know, sometimes, you know, the time, you know, when you're still doing it, you know, you make some money, but you're hustling. It's like you're surviving. You understand? You do it, you do. But the day you know that things is for you, you never fall. You never fall. There's always something to pick up. That's what happened with me with trading. You understand? So I would win, sometimes lose, win, sometimes, but you know, you are floating. You know when something is going like this, but you are floating. Then eventually, then, you know, I get to a point when my name gets famous for around people when I'm doing. So people are like, I know there's signals and what and everything, but I never did signals. I never really liked it. No, it's okay, fine. Let me do a full course. Where now we're doing it every day.
Okay.
We would do sessions every day with those people. So now people now, you know, and then now we start teaching. So, you know, even the money that people, you know, people would charge people, it's the one that really picked me up also. So I would have the money using it and also funding it.
So you're not even shying away from the fact that, you know, I have an issue.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you're not shying away from the fact that the money from courses was money that was...
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have any money else. There was no way. Remember, if it's like, it's a trial and error. You understand? So it's like if someone saying someone is using a demo, you know, in trading, especially me as someone who does programming and everything, you need that because we do simulation. You understand? It's not practical for me to be able to test the data for 2010.
Okay.
If I don't have to use the demo, because I have to backtest. If you backtest something, it's almost the same as a demo. You understand? So people sometimes, not everyone has the money to test it. Remember, we are different. And people must understand that, you know, not everyone has the money lying. It's stupid of you to just take your money and test something that you don't understand. The demo is there for you to test something that you're doing, to know that you are better on it or not. Unlike you just taking your $200 and then you're putting it and saying, it's not correct. You see, so in terms of that, because remember, I was also learning. I was fortunate that I was, you know, doing it in a way that I had a bit of understanding and people could see what they were doing. And they felt like, no, John, I feel like you understand. And remember, since I'm a bright person and people have seen, it's like if you have worked with someone and you are in the same class and you see this person is doing what I cannot do. So you know if this person does this thing, there's no way I cannot learn better than this person. Then that's how most of the people we started. Then that picked me up, you understand? Because I couldn't have the funds. Then when we're busy teaching, then I would also use my money. Then that's how, you know, I grew up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do things take it? Because I feel like, okay, you're at this point, yes, you said you're floating.
Yeah.
But when do things actually turn around, like take a heavy, like a 180 shift, a turnaround in your life? When do things...
So after graduation, I was staying there, you know, we're doing it. And now things start picking up, you know. And then now I start trading, you know. There was one brother of mine is in Pretoria. He's a very good guy. Like one of those people, they're not like us. They don't want to, you know, go out and everything. He's a family man. So he has been doing this thing of trading, you know. So he's been upfront with this trading thing. So that's when we started trading. And then now, you know, but what really pushed me is news.
Okay.
One thing, because, you know, what happened is, how does it push you? Because you just dump the money. And then you hope for luck. And then it happen that you make more money. Then when you have more money, you are able to use that money, trial and error. So when you are learning, you are able to build. It's like now maybe you have got a sum of money. Then you just take 200. You're using it, you want to make money, but you find that you lose, but you still have money. That's how it made me to survive, and, you know, to be able to not give up. Because if I wouldn't have the money, I don't think I would have managed to move forward. It would have been a difficult one.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. So so you speak about programming right now, that you know how to program.
Yeah.
How do we get to that point? Is that because of your degree? Or is that outside of the degree?
It's outside of the degree. So we did, there's a course, but it has nothing to do with that. So the time is just that, you know, we had to break time. So in 2019, so now, you know, things were like, okay, fine. We've been seeing this thing, but now there was another guy, I think we're in the same UJ, but he passed on, you know. then I would see, man. I mean, like, there have to be a way, because, when we, you would sit with someone. So basically, I learned through teaching, like when I was teaching people. I realized, man, that, you can teach someone something simple. Forex seems easy, but there's the lessons that I've took there, it got me to be where I am today. All those small things, you can teach someone and say, there's a candlestick, this is this. It's not as it is, it seems as it is, right? So what happened is we'll teach people all the time, we have lessons, but you find that people still don't understand. You understand? You teach people things, but I understand, man. How can I help? I need to find a way. You understand? There has to be a way on how to do these things, because at the end of the day, we are doing these things and we can do something with someone and then afterwards they forget. Even myself also, okay, fine. Because remember, when you're doing trading, the most thing that gets to affect a person is emotions. There's no one, when you're working with money that you don't touch, my brother, you are going to shake when the market starts going against you. It plays with you psychologically. Then that's when I realized, no, I think, let me find a way, to get, let me try how it is. So now, okay, I tried the indicator. So basically, I didn't learn this from school. This was stuff that I learned from YouTube. It's straight from YouTube. There's no one who can come and say that, So, but at first, I was not a pro, and then I started learning. Then we came up with a bot. Okay, fine. At first, we used the indicator. It didn't come out right, but I was passionate. I wanted to get it better, because I realized that if now I were to inject this skill on this, then I found another guy who has been doing it for the longest time. Then he taught me also. Then we started doing the bot more deep on it, right? So we'll do a strategy, maybe Fibonacci, we test it. Maybe it works or not. Because remember, strategies differs. The market can be rallying. There's a strategy when the market is rallying. There's a strategy when the market is consolidating. So we'll do all those things, assemblating. You find that now, the board now, because that's why you find that boards now, you'll have one now, it works on this, and then maybe tomorrow, it's not, because it changes. There's boards for consolidation, there's boards for when the market is rallying. So it's hard to combine the two. So that's why you end up now having those things. Then we realize, okay, fine, this is working. And even the people that we were working with, we can use it. It's much convenient for us, because the lessons are very hard. You understand? Because if someone, it's like a course. You have to squeeze something for someone to say, okay, fine, come and do a course in a week. It's almost practically, and it's not practical. You can't squeeze all that information in a day. But whereas with the board, it's much easier. A person can be able to learn. Then that's when now we started to say, you know what, I think the board idea is, and the people that we're working with, all the people that we have been starting with, or my friends, and then they appreciate, they say, no, I think you should start. Then that's when the journey of board started, which was 2020.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now today, you're known as one of the, can I say, top sellers, or rather as a brand of robots in the industry?
I would say I'm the pioneer of bots in South Africa. Actually, Africa, to be honest.
Okay.
Like I said with you, man, when I do something, I don't do it to survive. I do it to dominate. So when we do something, I'm gonna say this so that people understand out there that I'm not here to just nurse their emotions. I just want to show them that when you get to do something along the way, luck finds people already dancing for if you are going to be fortunate, you must be doing something for you to find something, right? So meaning if you fight hard and you are looking for solutions, you will eventually find solutions. And there's a different people. There's some trader who just wants to trade and just make his money, right? And there's some trader like John. John is not there to just trade and make money. John is there to dominate and change the movement. That's how I look at things. That's how I do things. When I do something, I'm not doing it just to say, I know, man, I need to pay my rent, I need to get that. No, I'm doing it to say, this is how things are. So when I jump on something, you must understand, if there's a way of something, I'm looking forward to change the way how things are done.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. So it's that comes with money. Because if now I am creating bots and people could see the movement, remember, it's about the movement, and people join your movement, there's money. You understand? Because the people, remember, when we're doing this trading, we're not really motivating people financially. When you work with us, I mean, you will get to that question. What's so special about you, John? This is what's special about me. Because remember, when we work with you, we were not only going to teach you how to make money. That's why, I'm so consistent. And remember, people don't understand. We work based on word of mouth. There's almost 600 people who are using Kasongo, the new one. And if you were to trust me, 80% of the people who are using that bot is people who joined me in 2021.
Okay.
You understand? So what happened is now it's very important that when you join us, we're not only going to work with us in terms of we're changing the mindset. You understand? So if someone is not, we have to motivate. We understand, Chief. This is how things works about, and I'm very transparent, to be honest. So if someone comes and work with us, if someone, it's a matter of whenever you do anything that has to do with money, there will be dispute. Someone you'll explain this is this. Someone, people have got their reasons, but it's very important because we make it clear with you. When you work with us, this is what it is.
Okay.
We don't just come and then, so mainly that's what makes me separate me because, the people that I work with I meet them, some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's friendly. You understand? It's transparent. We explain to you. You take your time. You understand? So so the mistake that I've seen is people and, some people you find that they don't really explain. You understand? And some people just jump. It's not a problem to see something and you like it, but it's important that you understand the terms and conditions of something so that you don't have, you understand? Because at the end of the day, when there's different people who are doing things, but the ways how we do things is different and our objectives are different, but the vision for us is the same. We have to conquer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming to bots, I think now we're just going to enter into the bot chat fully. So first bot, from my research or my understanding, was the private wealth robot.
Yes.
Correct? Yes, PWR.
Yes.
Yeah. What strategy was behind that bot? If you can just get into that a little bit.
So basically what we're doing patterns.
Okay.
So when it comes to patterns, we realized there was no indicator that we could find online that was doing. So we're doing breakouts.
Oh, okay.
Continuation patterns. That's what we're focusing on, right? So the issue with that is that you find that now when you formulate the board, right, and then now you want to mimic on a so basically what happened when you create the board, first we need to create it starts on the paper.
Okay.
So before the description of board, so first you need to know how to trade. You can't create the board if you don't know how to trade. So first the execution and the exits. That's what you need to have on the paper before you do any programming is the last part of things, right? So first you need to know the exits, right? Because remember, the issue is now what we did now, we're looking for patterns, right? But the problem with PWR is that we were not able to find the direction. So you find that now my bot was now looking for patterns on a consolidation, which now makes the bot to not make money. So, but you find that sometimes it will make money when the market is rallying, but when the market is consolidating, then it fails.
Yeah.
So what happens is when we do that, so we end up looking, so it's like now when you're doing something, you always, when you test it and use it, you realize, okay, there's something that needs to be added. That's when now we get to change the name to say, okay, fine, this is what needs to be done. You understand? So basically, that's what it is. So that one, the PWR didn't know how to identify the direction.
Okay.
So it was able to do what? To look for patterns, the continuation patterns. But remember, continuation patterns will work when the market is rallying. It doesn't matter going up or going down. So it will fail when the market is consolidating.
Okay.
So that's where the issue was. Yeah.
Okay. I want to put it like this. We've had private wealth robots, Cobra, Godzilla, Takashi, Kasongo.
Yeah.
So what you're basically saying is that whenever you come up with a new name for a robot, adjustments have been made.
Yes.
Are those adjustments like... Because I think one thing over the years, it's been a thing of, no, Ghatti is just coming with a new name for a robot. And that's it.
No. It's not really, So basically, like I said, you see with the PWR, like I'm saying, it didn't know how to identify direction, right? And then that will make it fail.
Okay.
Right? So what happened is over time, we learn those things. We realize, okay, fine, there's a problem that needs to be done then. Then when we assimilate, then we change the name. But remember, people who have been using our stuff, they don't get to pay them. We give them.
Okay.
So whenever there's something, we always, because we use it also, you understand? And we assimilate. So when there's something new, we always look for something. You understand? Because there was a time when I think Cobra, we were working with the indices, there was the boom and crash.
Okay.
Remember, when we looked at that, when you look at boom and crash, you see it moves small. So now there was a certain strategy where now we were calculating candles, and then it did work, but at some time it fails. So meaning what happened? We have to look for a new way to build it up. You understand? So those bots, the issue with bots is that it gets to a point where now you need to identify. There's times when now maybe the market is rallying, when the market is consolidating, it might win. So now with that, whenever we release something, there's always something better than we have on the previous one.
Okay.
So I think this is what people didn't understand.
So it's not a matter of you are basically, how can I put this?
Like just changing the name and then
Yeah, same
no,
robot.
it's not. It's not correct. So like, the gold board, the previous one.
Okay.
I did the grid. The grid that I have there, it's just maths. If someone didn't do maths, that's why now, if you were to see now, there's no one who's doing bots. People who try to join bots, they're not doing it. Because probably, I think most of them maybe, you need to understand these things. You understand? Because it gets to a point now when something you don't understand, you are not able to move forward.
Okay.
What do I mean by that? So with Goldbot, what I did, right? It was something called a grid. I'm not sure if you know about a grid. So a grid, a strategy that we used on those things, there's something called Aviator we're doing now. You won't believe it's the same strategy that we're using.
Okay.
You won't believe. It's the same thing. So the behind the algorithm is numbers. So what we did is like, okay, fine. So for an example, I'm going to give you an example, right?
Yeah.
So if you go to betting, right? So what happened is, okay, let me use trading, for instance. So you see when you're trading, so you have got to buy and sell, right? So what we did, when we did the grid, we had the grid where it gives you 8 times of winning or losing, right? Of winning and recovering the loss. But remember what happens with the grid. When the grid is going up, the amount that you're having with, now it becomes bigger.
Okay.
So meaning the grid will work perfectly when the market is consolidating. You understand? So if you have a market that is moving maybe in a range of 200 pips, you'll make money. That's what Goldbot was about.
Okay.
But now, when it comes to a point now when the market moves in a certain direction, one direction more than 250 pips, you are going to lose. And you're going to lose big. You understand? So those are the aspects that we always look at. You understand? So you have something that works like this. So you look at pairs like that, you say, okay, fine, there's a certain pair that works like this. But at the end of the day, let's look at what is it that we're dealing with. When you're dealing with a prop firm you're looking for 10%. So meaning if you were to plug this bot on this particular pair within this time, you are more likely to win. So it increases your chances of passing. Whereas now, how many chances do you have for you if there's no news for the market to move 200 pips overnight? It's you understand? So those are the differences that we had. You understand? So that's how we build. So basically, when there's a new bot, there's always something new that I put. So even now, there's something new. There's always new things that we look for. But now the current one that we have done, it's completely different. But it's something that we did in one of them. Then we realized you remember, I'm going to say this, right? There's another opportunity that we wanted to, people don't know about this. There's something called Market Watch.
Okay.
Market Watch, you don't bring some mediocre robots there. There's high end. There's people mean business there. So we took Goldbot. Then you understand, people tested when they use something. But then it was not winning, like I said. You see, it will win that, but now when it gets to fail, that's when the problem issue comes in. Then now we found another guy. There's another guy I'm going to meet now before the end of this month. It's from China, Bogdan. This guy called Bogdan. I'm meeting him now. So now that particular strategy, that's what we use. But remember, we did it, but there was some few things, and this was from Takashi, the one we did last time. But there was few things that we didn't miss there, but he did that. Then it was eventually when we tested, we realized this thing is the same thing as ours. And that's how it is here.
Yeah.
Yes.
In terms of like risk, because I think the other thing one thing when I look at everything's risk parameters, it seems like your bot performs, they're extremely risky. Like it seems like they require much risk, or is it just what I'm looking at from the outside.
No.
looking
Yes,
in.
listen, I'll answer. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're saying I'm not following you.
In terms of like the risk parameters for the robots,
Yeah.
what have those been? What has been the implementation over the years in terms of like your risk parameters? Like, especially because it feels like your bots do full margining sometimes or whatnot. So I'm saying this from somebody who's from the outside looking in.
Yes. No. That's good. I mean, you should ask that. So, one thing people don't understand, a bot is like you today. You're saying, John, I've got a strategy, man. It will do exactly what you're doing. So a robot remember, it's creating, it's mimicking what I'm doing. But now it's just that now it's always, remember, what a bot is doing, a person cannot do.
Okay.
You understand? The precision of the bot and the precision of a human being is different. Because now, remember, if it says now, like hours now, at 11 a.m., it has to play trades. So meaning that it means if you were to look at it, it means every day at 11 a.m. you have to look at it. And now you have good trailing stop. You have to trade. You understand? It's just it's not practical. You can't do that as a person. So basically, there's risk management that you have to plug in. But remember, risk, it's equivalent to the gain. So if now you are going to use 0.01, you're expecting $1. I mean, like, honestly, you're going to get depressed. You're not going you'll think you'll be wasting time. You have data and all those things. But if now we are able to risk something, but knowing that when we risk, we can be able this, it's much better because the person now, they can be able to even buy another account and be able to fund another account. So meaning they are able to revolve and grow. Whereas now, if you have got $1 and then now, I mean, you take you 6 months to trade, it's not going to work for someone with small amount.
Should a person be dependent solely on a bot?
Yes, I mean, it depends. At the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. You see, it's like it's trading. Like it's like someone coming to you and say, "I'll teach you how to trade in a week." It's good if someone you inspired with, it's fine, okay. But you're not going to, people don't understand. And also I feel like I blame other guys who are also doing this. They don't really explain. You know what? It's fine. When you are motivated, it's like when you go to school. I went to school and I passed civil, but I'm not a civil engineer. But what I've learned within that union, it has gave me that intellect that I have today. You see, so it's like if someone now realize, okay, fine, I don't have time. But it depends. Like I said, there's people who are doing trading just to fund something, and there's people who are doing it as a job. For me, this is a calling. I'm not doing this just for fun. If I lose trading, I don't know where we go. It's part of me. I can't live for trading. You understand? As much as there's other business, but there's no business that I've been into that it surpassed trading. Yes.
Yeah, no, I do understand.
Yes.
That. I feel I share the same value as well, that trading is one of those things.
Yes.
And as much as there are different ways to make money in trading, I think that's what a lot of people don't understand.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, but the thing is, I'm just trying to get a clear picture and a clear understanding. That's just where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So now you're basically saying, sorry, I just need clarification.
Please make it clear so that people out there, they could understand. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this question like this.
Ask me.
Do you have any concrete evidence of anyone who's actually making money off of the bots?
Yes, I'm one. I'm an example.
No, but people will argue that no, Ghatti, you profit from selling the bots, not from using the bots.
No, but what's the difference then? So if now I sell something as a provide and I'm using it, how do we differentiate that this is money come from this money come from that?
I think that's the argument that we've been fighting over for the past couple of years, especially from mentors.
Yeah.
As that mentors come out. And thing is, unfortunately, we've seen so many mentors come out or rather be there saying that, hey, look, that was actually just course money.
Okay.
I wasn't making money from the charts.
Okay.
So someone can argue with you and say, John, look.
No, to be honest, I believe if, when you create something, it has to do with money. You will make money. And if you're using it, you will make money. It was just a matter of how much have you made when you were selling it, how much have you made when you were trading yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So now, it's if someone wants to come and saying, okay, now it gets deep where now you have to take out, you understand? But I'm saying a person can ask you, how much have you made on trading? How much have you made on what? On selling the bots? In both ways, you were making money. At the end of the day, you're doing business. It's like when you trade, you want to make profit. So if now what happens? You are using your bot, and then now the point, because remember, people don't understand. Me with the bots, right? I want to conquer Africa with bots. And how are we going to do it? We want to make sure to a point now, we're going to make sure what we're doing now, we're going to distribute. People use the bot. So obviously, it has to do with money. I provide. I have to sit days and days to find solutions. And eventually, when I found solutions through bots, what do you think I'm not going to get paid? Am I not going to make money? It doesn't matter how. But if we found the solution, the aim is to find the solution to make it easy for people to make money. That's the point. It doesn't matter how it does it. The problem is if someone has got signals out there that makes money, it's fine. If someone has got a cause that helps someone to make money, that's what we want. We are fighting here to kill poverty. We are not fighting here to say what's what. No. And remember, when we do something, we want to build people to understand that, when there's a vision and someone is bold, something can happen. And when you're doing trading, even remember, if there's someone out there who's doing courses, it's fine. Learn. You are a mentor. Not everyone is going to be a mentor. Yeah. And not everyone is going to be like John Ghatti, which is fine. But we have got people who have to stand up front and lead. And I happen to be that one person. And then we are there to dominate and make people be aware that, you know what, this is how it is. And if you are able to help yourself, you can be able to help other people.
Yeah, I appreciate the honesty that you're coming through with. I think it just comes down to a point where people want to differentiate between, or rather want to find that line where it's like, okay, Ghatti, are you making majority of your money from selling robots? Yes, I understand you transfer all from the charts.
Yes. You see, so like what I'm saying. So obviously, yes, you make more money. We get to make more money on selling them, which is not an issue because I'm a service provider. Like what I'm doing now, what we are going to do, right? I'm busy building. You see, my aim when I woke up in the morning is to make sure my robot is better. And when it's better and people can use it to a point where they're comfortable, isn't that going to make me more money? That's the point of business.
But it's just the lack of transparency that's just not there.
No. Just I've got too much energy. Don't worry. I'm saying that it's very important. When we do something, we want to see outcomes. You cannot just do something and then if there's someone out there who wants to do something without seeing outcome, then I think you just go look for a job. No, when we do something like I'm saying now, with Kasongo, the aim is to make sure that each and everyone we're going to dominate, we give people, whoever is busy using those things, we're going to give them, they use it, then we combine. Then we have one solution, which is people have been losing money for the longest time. And even though there's someone out there who's using, maybe he has got, he feel like he has a strategy. I want all those people to come here. We build the strategies within bots and then they start making money and they make sure that they grow. Because remember, the aim is if now you are teaching people and you have a crew, you are a chosen one. And the aim is to make sure if you have the people there, the people must be happy. However you do it doesn't matter. But you must make sure that if I come and take you and I say I'm going to show you something, I need to make sure that I get something. If now initially you came to me through me, you saying you want to get signals, and then now I say no, this John, he said we can be able to create signals and we can have code 10. It's smart for people. It's a business. If you're doing it as a business, make sure the business is better, but the business must have what outcomes. So it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. I don't see anything wrong.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
No, that's fine. That's clarification right there.
Yeah.
It's just something I wanted to get on the record. Just clarifying.
Yes.
Okay, coming to bots, okay? I'm anti-bots. I'm not the biggest fan of bots.
Okay.
I have used them over the years.
Okay.
Not to say that I haven't used them.
Okay.
But it's not something that I'd wake up one day and be like, oh no,
Okay.
I want this bot, whatnot.
Yeah.
But the one thing I think I've learned over the years, which I think some people have challenged my thinking, which is okay, which I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I always feel like to use a bot, you need capital, proper capital. Because now I feel like it's really unrealistic to trade a robot with $200 because I think a robot needs capital in order to make its moves.
It's not correct.
Okay.
Why am I saying it's not correct? Because remember, like I said in the beginning, I said to you, if you saying you have got a strategy, right? I convert the same strategy, exactly what I was supposed to do. That's what exactly we're doing with the bot. So you're not fighting the bot here. Literally, if the bot is going to do better than you, because it will make sure that if your strategy works, if your strategy doesn't work, the bot will do exactly what you are supposed to do. It's just that now you have got a what? Something that's automated instead of you doing it. So it doesn't matter. If your strategy is about risk management or whatever, it doesn't have risk, and then using it doesn't matter, because remember that you set the lot size.
But doesn't that become unrealistic to some degree? Because now, okay, let's say for instance, I buy your bot of
Yeah.
you're selling it for 13,000 rand.
Yes.
Cool. I come to you, I give 13,000 rand.
Yeah.
Probably I had a budget of 15,000 rand. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna go put 2,000 rand into the bot.
Yeah.
Should I expect? Because it feels like there becomes some unrealistic expectations, or we expecting unrealistic results from that. To think that, hey, look, my 2,000 rand, it needs to turn into 50,000 rand or what?
So what I've learned, you know, that's why it's important to educate your people. That's why my when I sell my bots, you realize you'll never find me saying a special of 10 rand or 100 rand. No, you understand? Because we understand that we as much as, you know, for someone to take something serious, there must be a bit of pain. You understand? And we have set that standard to a point where now, when you buy our stuff, there's certain rules that needs to be met, right? You make someone, because it's very important. When you come to me, you know what, John? I've got my last 15,000. So no, it's fine. We're going to buy the board, but you'll be left with 15. That's a minimum. So we make it there. We make it clear that it's not like you're going to, we're not gambling. You know, and remember, there's nothing 100% in trading or there's nothing 100% in life. I mean, just me and you now. We're just living on uncertainty. We're not sure.
True.
But we have got what? We are hoping for better, because we have seen the past results and we can see the outcome, so we can predict what can happen. You understand? It might happen that you lose. But what's better is that you make sure that your bot, so when you test your bot, if your bot fails to do 200%, it's not going to make it in real life.
Okay.
So when you do a back test and then your bot cannot do 200% in 3 months, it doesn't matter which month, it's not going to make it in real life.
But is 200% not a bit of? Is it not?
No, but
a bit
remember,
of a stretch? Okay.
remember what happened is in when you do a back test, the candles counts like this. It's not, you know, when the market's happening, you find that now the candle goes like this, goes like this. Whereas now when you're doing a back test, it's just open a full candle.
Yeah.
So there's no reaction. You see, within an hour, the small candle is going like that. Whereas now you find that now maybe there was news. Then now that can impact the person where now maybe it felt like, oh, this candle is moving up, then it retraces. So when now you're doing a back test, it just gives you a full candle. So the back test, so if now when you have got 200, you're more likely that your strategy is between 70. So now you reduce.
Okay.
So it means if now you're back testing and you have got more wins, you are more close to wins. So meaning if now your bot is struggling to do that, you are more likely to lose. So that's how it really works. So and then to come back to your risk management, to say, you know, it doesn't matter. Because remember, when you start with a certain amount, you get to set, this is how much it is. But remember, if now you're coming for something that you're going to do double, that's you gambling. And also even when you're doing it manually, it's not going to last.
Okay.
Yes. So even when it doesn't matter whether it's a bot or a human being, if now you got to put 200 or 15,000, if there's no strategy and no direction, it might take time, but that money will be taken by brokers. So it has nothing to do with size. So if you meet someone telling you that, no, you know, when you need to trade and make money, you need big money. Yes, but consistency has nothing to do with size. If something is not consistent, I can put 1 million, I can lose it. If something is consistent, you can put 100 rand and make money. You can put 1,000 and make money. It's just that now when you've got a small money, it reduces the amount that you can make, which now people get to a point now, some people don't have patience because they see you and say, John, but you are using a big account. But you say, you know what? You have got $100. Remember, when you get our bot, you are not getting your bot to just go in the tomorrow and buy your bread. This is something that you're going to use for a longest time. So take it as an investment. Take it as something that you're going to learn. If now you start learning, you can start learning from the board how it does, and also you can start using this to grow. Because remember, it's not fair. You can't just come and say, you know what, I want to be like John today. But it's good to say, I want to be like John one day. It's different. Those two statements are not the same.
What do you have to say to the people out there who say John Ghatti's robot doesn't work?
No, but I mean, numbers don't lie. You know, like I said to you, we have got almost 600 people who are using it live today, right? But it's very important. We make it very clear. People have access to me. I'm very transparent. When you work with us, you come close. We show you. You understand? It's not stuff that we're saying, oh, no, we have access. Come to us, come exactly and explain your story. Like you see, most people don't understand that bot is not just something out. No. If there's another trader, for an example, maybe whoever, he has got a strategy. If it works, we can convert that strategy and make it a bot. You understand? So now that will also help him, because remember, when you get busy, it just doesn't make sense. You know how I was when I didn't have. It's not the same energy as I have. When you start making money, you're no longer that hungry like that. The hunger changes. You can't expect me to behave the same way I was behaving in 2017 when I started making money. It's not the same.
Yeah.
You understand? But the goal is, I always look for something that's going to make me more money.
Okay.
People don't understand. You understand? Now, I also feel like, these days, I feel like, I also feel ashamed. No, Elon Musk, I used to call myself Elon Musk of Forex.
Yeah.
But you know why? Now there's so many things that are making me more money. So I feel like I'm limiting myself. Okay. I cannot call myself Elon Musk of Forex. I don't know how to call myself, because there's so many things that I have on my things that are making me money. And that if someone out there who doesn't know, who can come close, can make money. That's the point. My aim has been, one, killing poverty. Because I know what poverty can do. I was very negative. Sometimes when you are going through a lot, it's hard to see something. When you it's like now someone, when my first car, right? It was a Benz, the 800.
Okay.
It was when I felt when I got that car, I'm like, when I bought, because I couldn't afford the A45. It was the 800.
Yeah.
But I felt like, I think now I want money. You understand? So you get to that point. So it's hard if someone comes to me and say, you know what, it's easy. I wouldn't have, because you're already dealing with your emotion. So people judge you based on what they're dealing with. If you see someone jumping up and down and being negative, you must understand they're dealing something with like that. I don't blame someone. When I was going through a lot, I when I would see people, I would, success triggers people differently. When you see someone online, someone young, and then you just don't understand what's happening with your life, you will end up being angry. But it's like there's so many people. When they see me, you'll see someone hating. But when they see me, hey, John, but I'm like, there was one guy, sometime I was in a shop. This guy was commenting wrong. I was like, what was happening? No, don't worry. But I did understand that sometimes it doesn't mean when people comment they hate you. No. The fight between a weak man and a strong man, nature wants the weak man to win. I don't know if you understand that.
The concept of David and Goliath.
Yeah, you understand. So you must look at those things. The thing that we're going to do, we need to change the mindset that, trading is the way to go. I've got a wash plant, right? I'm planning another one now in Zim, right? Those things, to be honest, it cannot match trading. Yeah, but to someone who doesn't know, they feel like those things of Chrome and whatever, it can't. But it's passive income. But you see, even people who are doing those things because they are not knowledgeable, they feel like, trading, it doesn't make money. Not knowing that, you are able to make money without doing anything. It's very possible. If you put your energy, you can make money and you can change yourself.
You speak about poverty, John.
Yeah.
You actually just said something very interesting that I just want to just get into a little bit. You said you know poverty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thing is, you know what? Your story right now has been like a whole lot of roses right now.
Yeah.
But what struggles did John go through?
My man, deep throat is okay. For to tell you the truth, like my father was not rich.
Okay.
He never had what I had. You understand? My mom as well, she's just someone. We were just, but I've been wealthy since in my mind. I knew that I wanted, I've been a fighter. How I've been, I didn't know, to be honest, that I'll be this successful. But whatever I do, I always wanted to get better on it. And I didn't just want to be average in everything. I always wanted to do better on whatever I wanted to do, right? So I didn't come from roses. It's just that people don't care about you when you're bankrupt, man. That's one thing you must understand. And if you are going to try to, people don't care about you when you're poor. People want, but I've been on this. Like I said, when I came to Joburg, I was staying in Diepsloot. Diepsloot is a township. I don't know if you know this. Just close that side.
I know.
You understand what I'm saying? So it was one of those things. It's just that now when you are fighting, things happen too fast. You understand? It happens too fast to a point where now, People don't understand, but we have been on it. There's records. I mean, trust me, we have been on it, posting throughout all those things. So people can be able to see this, but people don't care about that. And if someone doesn't care about it, you can't force them. That's not my job to force someone. Hey, no. My job is to make sure that I scale up. That's what we want. We want to dominate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to the robots quickly. When your robot blows a person's account, who is responsible for that?
Like how?
Like accountability at this point. Who must take accountability? Because I think right now, I'd like to believe over the years you've been called a scammer because your robot didn't perform in the conditions that you said they were supposed to perform in. But you sold the robot to someone, correct?
Okay, yeah.
And then they were not happy with the results that they have.
Yes.
And you've been called a scammer.
Yes.
But now I want to talk about the accountability part. With that, who's supposed to take accountability in situations like that? Because right now you're in a season right now. You just dropped the new Cobra 2. What?
Okay, yeah.
You're selling
in
robots.
90s,
You're selling something, and in this period. No, I'm not going back to Cobra. I'm just saying.
No.
Just an example.
Yeah.
And now somebody comes out and say it's not working for them. You know
So it does happen, right? You see, like I said to you, there's nothing that's 100%, right? But when you work with people, it's very important that you state the conditions. You understand that we are doing trading here. If you have showed someone that this happens, and it happens that now the board blows, even yourself as a person, if you are trading, it can happen that you blow an account. But the accountability that we do, you know what? We find a way. Okay, you know what? Let's look at the best way how we can solve. Because remember, it's communication. Where when you are with us, it's not just a matter of us now to say, okay, let's take it and this. You understand? It might happen that the board, maybe it was something wrong with our board. Maybe you made a mistake, and then maybe there was news or anything. We find a solution. In the cases, there are some cases where you find that no, we see maybe the person, this board, maybe it was not working accordingly. We say, okay, fine, let's find a way. Maybe we'll give you 50%, then we start again. You understand? So that's how that helps us, because when we have that. Remember, we are not doing this just for fun. We want to help the people. And we want to make sure that our people are happy. That's what I'm saying. Even there's people who have been working with us. So when something happens, we always trying to make sure that we get better. You understand? Even now, what we have now, trust me, along the way, we'll find something better. But what we want our people to get better out of trading. Because we have promised them that we are the best in terms of trading board. So we don't stop there. And people already who work with us, they already equipped, they understand that, okay, fine, even when I do this, this can happen. You understand? Accidents are there. If now, that's why you have an insurance. It doesn't mean you don't know how to drive. It happens. You understand? But now, if there's a plan and you are able to explain something to people, remember, we're not tricking anyone. You're telling us we are trading here, and it has to do with money. And if it happens that within that, like I said with you see with the gold board, right? It's a great board. We explain, you see, this board is going to make you money when the market is ranging. And when the market starts moving above this point, you are more likely going to lose more than unexpected. But if a person, you explain something and a person understands, that's how it is. You understand? So we both take risk, but what's important is we make it clear to a person. You understand that this is what we have. You understand? Unlike now, I say, no, take my board. And then something happens and then I'm not there. So we are there with you. We hold you throughout. When we make money, we make money. But remember, sometimes clients, you find that now it happens that maybe you have been in a month, you made money. Then one guy came in today, he made a loss. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But communication is very important. When you work with people, right, it doesn't matter, but communication and making people be aware of something. There's nothing powerful than communicating with people. Even when something is the best, it works. But there's communication and there's rules. You know what? This happened and you are aware. And remember, when someone joins in, we get to explain, we show them how it works, so they get to understand. So that if this happens, it's fine. It was fortunate, but it was beyond control. But we have learned with it. If there's something that we need to adjust on the board, we'll adjust it. But if it happens that we get to lose, we move forward, then he gets to fund again and we start again.
I want to talk about the cause.
Yeah.
You've been one of the very few traders in the space that has... Look,
yeah,
the lifespan, or rather the expected I don't want to call it lifespan of a mentor, but
Yeah.
what is expected of a mentor is that, okay, sharp, gonna get a Mercedes Benz,
Yeah.
an A45,
Yeah.
sharp. After that, maybe a Golf 8.
And then, yeah.
After that, an M4. And then there's a few nyana who break out of the things and then they find themselves driving a supercar, but very few. Very, very few. Now, you, on the other hand, have been one, according to your Instagram, who's been driving.
But you saw also outside, I didn't come with the Uber. You must make it clear, just don't show them, but I didn't come with the Uber. You know,
No, but you've been one guy who's always been, not always, but like who got to a certain level in Lambos, McLaren.
I was the first one actually in Africa. A trader who's bought a Lamborghini, 2 of them in Africa. It's facts. I can trust me. I was the first one.
Yeah.
It's facts. I'm not here to lie to you or tell you. I just want to make it clear. I was first.
Yeah.
You understand? But continue. Sorry, I want to start with that. I was first, you know. Yes, yeah.
That's important for
yes,
you.
to break. I was the one to break a case. To make it possible that it's possible to do it with that.
Yeah,
I was the first one. Even myself, I didn't believe that. But you know, the thing is, but let you finish so that I can answer you.
But it's you coming out saying it's facts, whereas it's like I think
there's no one. I was the first one. Trust me, there's no one. It's facts. I don't want to lie to you. They can check it. Now, yes, there's few, but trust me, I was the first one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the cause. But it just seemed like there's been... Okay, I want to understand. This is my own personal question.
Please use your opinion so people could see power. Yeah.
This is my own personal thing where I feel like, obviously, like I said, I'm here asking questions, looking from the outside in. You've been changing cars over the years a lot, frequently. So it stresses me. It stresses me in the sense of, is that practical? Is it a matter of, do you buy a car, or are you renting it? Is it at lease or whatnot? What's happening?
Okay, good. You see, when you start making money, right, you realize that, like I said to you, when I bought my E200 the first time.
Okay.
That one, when I bought it, was, I used my name. So it was like you're paying per month and what and stuff like that. But it was not, I didn't have enough money I was not strong enough to buy like maybe F45, right? So what happened is when you are in that space, you're excited. But now when you start having something, right? You no longer, it's not the same as when you don't have something, right? When you start making money and you have the money in your account, and you see something that you like, what would stop you from buying that thing? You buy it. And one thing you must understand, right? I'm going to jump to a McLaren.
Okay.
The green one.
Yeah.
It's one of one in Africa.
Okay.
Right? So let me ask you a question, right? Like that car it was 5.8. Let's pretend you were renting that car. How much would you pay per month? For instance, let's say in Dubai, right? In Dubai to rent a Lamborghini Hurricane is 15,000.
Dollars.
No, rents.
15,000 rands a day.
Yes.
Okay.
A day. But remember there's no issues in terms of insurance and everything.
Oh, okay.
But if you were to rent a car like that, how much do you think it would cost you?
Yeah, it costs you an arm and a leg.
Yes, but to someone who doesn't understand out there, if it was that easy, why do we have John Ghatti being the first one to drive a Limbo? And where does he get the access to be having the Limbos and the other men who don't have it? What's your take on that?
I mean, people would argue that you have to push lifestyle to sell robots.
I understand.
Okay.
But how do you manage to push a lifestyle with something like that? Who loves you that much to a point where now they can give you a 5.8 million red car? To a point now I can go check my friends everywhere. Who loves me like that? Who, like, I mean, but like, in life, that's what I say. I'm not coming here to nest anyone's feelings. I'm here to show you that, when you start getting out there, you will experience all that. Like I said, even myself, I was like that. People, when they don't understand something, and if it's like, trading, people work hard. But if now a trader comes in and now a trader can easily buy a car for this, but it's not easy for people who are working. So if you find it's like someone who finished school, a course for 2 years and 8 years. If you tell him about school, that guy, he might beat you also. But if they got something in a finer way, people, because they are used to working hard for something, and then they judge that and start saying, this doesn't work. That's how nature is. You understand what I'm saying? It's one of those things. In South Africa, you can't rent an expensive car like that. You can't. It's just practically impossible. You can't. You can go to more golf. It's like going to Avis. Avis, a car for like maybe an M4. A mere M4. Like a mere M4 is 20,000. M4 is how much? If you were to go for 5.8, there's no way. You can't. You understand? But at the end of the day, the aim, it doesn't matter whether if someone say, we want to motivate you there, wherever you are, to say, even when you are starting, success is close. Success is close. And if you are doing trading, do it right. And make sure that you fight it. You will be able to do it.
So, in other words, when you get in what you're saying, what I'm understanding there, I guess I said now this is me.
No, please, yes.
When you get a car, does the other one leave?
No, so basically what happened is, so what I've done, so let's take now, look for the first one. So what happened when I changed, I had the GT and the C63S, right? So when I went to buy the Ferrari, right, I trade in. There's something called a trade in. So what happened when you trade something in, you add money on top and you get the other car. That's how it works about. There's no one who can lease you any car. And don't allow people trust me, people are motivated. But even your family member, when you start pushing and you start winning with this, they won't tell you. And if you wait for people to tell you that you're doing the best, you won't get it right. We will make you tell me by force. You understand? So when we do something, we make sure. You understand? So what I'm saying is, so when you buy a car, when you do the other one, you upgrade. It's called, you trade in. And trust me, it's not easy when you're paying something per month. You can't do that. You can't do that when you're paying a car. Imagine if you were to pay a car for 5.8 a month. How much is that?
Yeah, no, it'd probably be...
You understand? It's not practical, but out there, people, remember, it's an opinion. When you are on a public space, you must be strong. You understand what I'm saying? You must take everything, but you can't educate everyone. You understand what I'm saying? But people see. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm doing it for myself. I want to scale up. Like I said with you, I want to dominate. You understand? But it's like when you start driving cars and everything, it gets boring. Like the time I would drive a Lamborghini every day, a Hurricane, but it does, to some, even my friends never had anyone who's a millionaire in their contacts, but they had me. But now, because now I would come and see them with a Lambo, it felt like it's normal. Something that's abnormal can end up feeling normal when it's done every day. You end up going to ShopRite and buy it. People, then you realize, how come is this? It's very scarce. Trust me, you can go now to wherever sent it. You might come back and not seeing a Lambo for the whole month. It's a special case. But when now you have it, you don't see it. That's how it is. That's how life is it. So in simple terms, I wish if people knew where we can hear something, they would show us. Even they could show other traders so that they can get it. It's impossible. You can't.
Yeah.
In Dubai, you can.
Okay.
In Dubai, it's cheaper because there's no many protocols. But here, in terms of insurance issues, to pay for an insurance for a mere G-Wagon, you're looking at 8,000 to 9,000 a month. You understand? But that's not the point. The point, guys, is to make sure to show people that it's possible to do something. I took a Ferrari in the mud. Imagine if you were to take something like that. Take it to the mud. I take it to the mud in the village. First person to bring it there. So imagine, man, if you don't believe John, who do you believe? Yes, I mean, like, if you don't believe John, who do you believe? You understand? If you don't believe what you see, what is it that you're going to believe? It's nothing. You understand? So, and this is not a stopping point. You understand? So in terms of cars, man, yeah. I don't have a dream car. I don't. I've surpassed my in terms of cars.
Talking about not having a dream car, let's talk about the jet situation last year.
Yeah.
What was that about? Because
Which one?
my source for this one was Rido.
Yes, Rider.
They
Rider.
came out and said, or I don't know, you came out, posted pictures of yourself, private jet level. I think was your statement the first one to
Get a jet.
Yeah, in Africa.
Okay. So what happened with that? So that one I didn't buy the jet, right? So there's it's not expensive, those things. So people don't understand. It's not that expensive.
Okay.
It's not expensive. The issue with that is the maintenance of it. And remember, what do you want to do with it? Because remember, we wanted to say, okay, fine. If we get a cheap one, because remember, it's based on hours, that thing. You can find one for 5, but I mean, what do you want to do with it? At the end of the day, it's like when you buy something, what do you want to do with it? You understand? So there's someone that was always, they have my contact. I say, no, John, there's something like this. So I think it was around 8-7. It's an entry citation. It's an entry. They say, okay, fine, come in and check it out. But we just check it out. I didn't buy it.
But did you come out and say that?
I was just excited.
So you did say it.
Yeah, I did. I did. I was excited.
Okay, we can blame excitement.
No, but I felt like I would, but I realized that it's
Okay.
not practical,
Yeah.
But it's not unreached for someone like myself. I could, but it's not practically the way we wanted it for.
But do you also understand, John, the position that you're in and the responsibility that you're in, right? That you just can't come out saying that things like this.
No. Don't allow people to dictate how you live.
Okay.
You're a human being. If people want to choose whatever they want to choose, I can't change you how you see me. You understand? At the end of the day, even when I see you, there's something that I'm looking up to you. You understand? And say, you know what? I can say, okay, I bought this, but emotion changes as a person. I also have dreams. As much as someone is looking up to me, I also have dreams. There's people that I look up to. But what is it that I look up to for? You understand what I'm saying? I'm not a robot, but I create robots. So meaning, it can happen that I say whatever I say. But at the end of the day, you understand what I'm saying? It's good to take accountability of something. At the end of the day, I need to live my life. I make money. I cannot just live like now I'm controlled by someone. No. Even that person, he has his life, man. Let him come close and then we make the money. Then you will do how you want it. So you understand what I'm saying? I have my life also. I have to live my life. I cannot change my life because someone wants to know.
How do you feel when news breaks about your life online? Because I know at one point when the mansion and the McLaren were up for sale or whatnot, now there's a negative connotation that John Ghatti can't afford these things anymore.
Okay, that's what I said. So, okay. So, you see with the mansion it's not really a mansion. I don't know. But it's not a mansion. I don't know what a mansion is. It's a 3-story, right?
To most, it's a mansion.
Yeah, it's a mansion. But I'm saying I stayed in that house in, 2019 for 3 years, right? So that house was, so the other guy who built it, right? He built that house. Then he came to me and said, okay, fine, there's the house. I said, no, it's fine. We'll rent to buy it.
Okay.
So literally you rent to buy. So you'll be paying rent and then buying it. So technically I bought it. You understand? So, but I had to pay up until to a certain point. But remember what happens is, within that period, I realized few things, right? And I said, no, you know what? I can build my own. Then I ended up saying, you know what? I cannot work with this because it was just not practical for me. Because at the end of the day, when we had to sell that amount, the amount that we were going to make was literally less than $500,000. And looking at the amount that you put in, we were not making profit. Then that's when we say, okay, no, it's fine. Then we ended up putting on the market. There's no one ever stayed there. I'm the first person to stay on that house.
Okay.
That house was built for me. Yeah.
Sure.
3 years, that house. You see, it was 400 squares. Yeah, in Waterfall. But I build houses. People don't know. There's some stuff that we don't get to share.
Yeah, which is true. Which I always say that, as in as much as Forex is there, but also we need to diversify. The portfolios also need to be very diversified to some degree.
But I cannot diversify to go and sell chicken, man. I need to do stuff that's big. Forex is big, man. Don't look. Anyone who's doing something, whatever they're doing, they know Forex is big. And you understand, whatever you're doing, I'm telling you, Forex is big. And no one should come and tell you stories. Forex is big, Baba. It can take you from a shack all the way from deep to wherever you can be. When I go to Dubai, I've got powerful people around me, man. Powerful people. Powerful people. I have got billionaires in my account, but from nowhere. The power that I have, you understand, through Forex, not through anything else. And there's no one who can come and tell me anything. Which course that you have that can pay more than Forex? There's no course. So you understand, it's powerful. And if something is like that and it's threatening, people would say whatever they want to say. But what I'm saying to a kid out there, my guy, if you take Forex serious, doesn't matter whether you work with John or whoever. If you need to believe at the end of the day. If you don't believe as a person, you must be a believer, man. You can believe in Jesus, you can believe. But if you're not a believer, my man, you are almost lost. Believe something. If you see John, believe it. And you work on that and you say, me, I want to do that. But trust me, all I'm saying is Forex is the way to go. Anything is possible with Forex. Wherever you go. If you take your time and you learn it and you give it time, you'll get it right.
I want to talk about Ride or Fix right now because I know you and Ride or Fix. I think in the history books, John Ghatti, Ride or Fix.
You must bring him one time. But the problem with Ride or Fix, I don't have a problem with him. What he's doing is very good, right? But it's important to have two-side stories, right? You understand? It's very important when you do something. If you want to be transparent, but don't come in and attacking,
But over the years, has he not tried to reach out to you? To have conversations with you.
No. But we're going to have one in interview soon.
Okay.
Definitely we should have one. But ask me anything.
You guys have a long-standing...
Yeah.
I don't want to call it a beef, but
no, it's not a beef. No. I like what he's doing.
Yeah, because essentially he holds a lot of guys accountable for what they do, and you are quite popular in his content, right?
No, I trained. Remember, I'm special, so I trained when he talks about me. To be honest, so it's more. Because remember, I've never done stuff like that.
Yeah, but don't forget, he's also Mr. Scam Exposer. So in other words, if you're trending on there, what is it saying about you?
No, it doesn't. No, remember, it doesn't matter whether you do good or do bad. People will have opinions. You understand? If someone he's doing me a good job. What I love about him is that whoever works with me, they've done their research. So meaning whoever works with me, they won't give me problems. And I love what he's doing. You see, in the space of bots, like I'm saying, we want to do there's no more anyone except John who's doing bots, which is through him. It's very good what he's doing. But what I would wish you would do, make sure you have all the pointers. It's good to bring people accountable. So if now in the space where now everyone knows that something is, if you work with that particular person, it means that person has done their homework. You understand? What does that solve you? If now there was no someone like that, it means you'll be having those people maybe coming in and they don't understand. They will give you dispute. We don't have any dispute now because all the people that work with us now, they've done their research. And when they come to us, they ask us and we have to provide proof. Then you work nicely. I don't know if you get my point.
So, in other words, if you're saying that somebody's like, okay, now I'm interested in John's bot.
Yes.
They come to you. What is it that they can get as you stating if they want proof, they can get proof? Is
anything. So basically people, when they come to you, like remember, it's like maybe someone has watched him, right? And say, oh no, don't just say to your scammer. But I'm like, oh, what do you mean? We say, there is it, test something. There's the bot, test it yourself. You test something. We give you a trial and you test it. When you test the bot, then is your choice to whether you want to work with or not. Because remember, I am also the first person to create the bot. There's something called Aviator. I created that thing in like 2 months. I'm the first one. You understand? So when we create such strategies, that thing comes in with its ideas. It's money. So it's impossible to say, John can't be broke, man. I've been wealthy mindset from before I went to school. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
I'm very bright, man. I've got so many things on the shelf. We just put it there. We know what we have that's going to change people's mind. So when we work with us, it's a matter of not about that. But let's get back to Ride or Fix. To say, with Ride or Fix, I love what he's doing. Because trust me, I'm telling you, and I love what he's doing because in terms of bots are very good thing. But because there's so many people who don't understand how it is, they're messing up the system, which is good. So if now someone is aware, awareness makes people to be sharp. So when now people get to work with those things, then now only the real ones will survive. The chancers will stop it because they won't make money. Because some people are coming to do bots just to survive. Whereas with John, we are coming here to do change. So what he's doing, I appreciate it. One day we'll have to do a live session with him. You understand? Where now we explain, because this is very important. When we have that, it means now if everyone who's coming for people to just come in without, to take their money, when now people are aware, it's not going to be impossible. So meaning if someone is chancing, they're not going to make it. You can't sell a board for 13,000 if your stuff works. If he was really tarnishing, if my stuff was not working, there was no way I was going to sell a board for 13,000. Because you will have done it. But because we work based on word of mouth, whoever is using will tell his friend. So I don't need to explain anything. You understand? That's the power of my working plan. Whoever, we make sure. Remember, at the end of the day, I want to teach also the new mentors. It doesn't matter whether you have something that works or doesn't work. Communication is very important. Don't trick people. If you come to work with me, I tell you the truth. This is how we work. This is how it is. There's conditions. You accept, then you accept. It's like when you go to a bank. They make you sign things. Like you see when you came in here, you sign something. That doesn't mean that it's just for precaution to say, you know what, this is how we work. And looking at the past, this is how, that will help you also both ends. But at the end of the day, communication. When you work with the people, whoever came to you and give you your money, they believed in you. And some you find that now, he has took his last money. There's so many people who are doing this, but they will come and say, I want to work with John. But if you make sure that person, you try by all means to make sure that they understand something, there's no problem that you'll have that person. There's no problem that I will have. Whether we lose or anything, that person will be with me. Service is very important. Transparency is very important. That's what I have. That's what set me apart. That's why you'll never see, we are about to scale up. Whoever is going to do both, they'll come from John. It's coming to that point. And I will thank Rydell Fix to do that. You understand? He's doing a great job for me. A very, very great job. Because now we'll have like real things. We won't have chances. Because chances are that you just want to make money to survive and get a car out there and flex, go buy champagne and do all that. No, John is not about that. We are about to dominate and change the movement and make sure that people, when they come in, they realize that this is how it works. And remember, there's nothing powerful than changing someone's mind. We want to make you understand, if I could work your mind, even though my board doesn't work, trust me, you'll always say, John is the way. It starts here. Before you make money, you need to work someone here. That's why you see so many mentors. Some mentors, they make money, but you will never see them today. You go see them, they don't even have anything to do. Money is a very tricky thing, my brother.
Yeah,
it's
true.
very tricky. And if you don't associate yourself with right people, trust me, like, one thing I could tell you, I've seen many mentors, but I've never met most of them. You understand? But I look up to most of them. You understand? But at the end of the day, we have to work. And it's easy to make 1 million, but it's very difficult to double 1 million, my brother. It's very difficult. There's many mentors who made millions. Don't say they're not millionaires. They are. But they're struggling to double it because of their lifestyle. They don't plan anything. There's no way of how they're looking for it. It's like someone say, John now, he's doing aviator, he's broke. How am I broke, my brother? I'm the only first person who created a bot for genius. If something is selling and people are using, how am I being broke? How? You see, that's the nation that people have. I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. If someone says something like that, it's a matter of a person, what they want. I mean, like, how is that making you a person broke? You're starting something, then now you say you want to open something that's different. How is that making you broke? You understand? It's just the nature of how anything that has to do with money. If people will say whatever, but you don't judge that. You learn from that and you grow up. If people don't talk, I'm not going to change. And I need that. I need people to talk so that I can mold myself. Because my vision is to make sure whenever we talk about bots, it should be John. Whenever we talk about whoever knew, they need to come and get it from the doctor himself, John Ghatti. It must happen. That's the vision. So we want to educate. It doesn't matter whether someone is doing anything. That's the goal. Did I paralyze you or are you okay?
I don't do that.
Okay, yeah.
No, I've got one question. You know what? We spoke yesterday. You gave me permission. I must ask whatever it is.
Anything, please, man. Ask anything.
So I'm gonna source. Like I said, we took John, we took Rydell. I'm gonna source one of his videos that he's put out on you and
recently.
Not recently. It's actually not a recent one. Actually, there was a period where it was with the synthetics. with MT5, you were called out. He called you out for trading a demo account.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said with you, you see, when we're doing the bots, right? There's no way you can't. We have to do simulation. We have to test it. That's how it is. You have to.
So in other words, you basically, but also don't forget, this also becomes a way where you get clients, because a lot of people don't know these small discrepancies between a live account and a demo account, whereas you can go show your demo account and that can bring you clients. Correct.
Okay. But remember what we are selling. We are not selling. So let's take in a perspective of selling.
Okay.
Now, when we have a bot, right, the main objective that we want is to make sure that the bot makes money for the client. So the main thing is that when you come in, you are the main objective. The person that we're looking is to make sure that when we get something, you make money. That's our first objective. If that fails, we need to go back to the drawing board and we rework that. But you are still fine. Like you asked me a question, a very important question to say, when someone loses, what happened? If you communicate with your people, you won't have any issue. It happens. You understand? But what's the next step? The problem is now you tell someone this and then you stop. You understand? That will be a problem because you told me you can do something. So you need to find a next way. What are we doing next? So if now we say, okay, fine, this, then we look for a second option. To say, you know what, guys, like now what will happen? There's something like this, try it. So whenever we in our community, we make sure that we try everything. But let me answer your question in terms of that of them. So when we create the bot, right, we do simulation, and also it's either you can use a live account or you can use a demo. So it's not illegal to do that with us. So you have to test the strategy. Yeah.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah.
That's on record. The other one is, I might as well bring it up because it's the one that's trending right now.
Which one? Yeah.
The one about the Reserve Bank.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah,
I think.
no, but I was aware. I saw the dates there. I'm like,
Yeah.
but actually, this is actually many years back.
So you know what happened?
Yeah.
So back it was 2021, that thing. So what happened, I did a purchase, like an online purchase. But it's like when you take money from Bitcoin and then you pass it to your account, then purchase, it's like a new account. When you have a new account, then you send 400,000.
Okay.
And then you purchase something. So they flag the account. They want to understand where is this money coming from. So now you look at the fight between that. It can become more, fighting a reserve bank is, why would you fight it? You'll end up spending more the same and not get the money. We just left it like that. It's a matter for 2021.
Yeah, no, I saw the date, but
so
it's trending right now,
So that's what happened. So basically I had a Bitcoin amount. So it was a new Bitvest account. Bitvest is not strong, So Bitvest account, I sent the money to Bitvest. I wanted to buy something like a watch. I wanted to buy a watch. But the account was new. Late at night. Late at night, you're paying something, you understand? So they flag the payment.
Yeah.
So now you have to explain, where does this money come from? Why are you sending money like this? And that's how the money was closed. We tried to fight, but it's like, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Because now you have to get, and what? It's like, no, it's fine. You make another money. It's trading, man. We're traders. I'm not a 9 to 5.
That is correct. That is correct.
So that's what happened. So especially for other people also, so they learn. When you send your money from a Bitcoin or wherever you're doing crypto and everything, especially for a new account, don't send big sum of amount and send it outside without it causes problem. That's what happened.
Okay.
2021.
Yeah.
It's a long story.
Yeah.
It's old.
Sure. John, it's been a pleasure.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to say actually, like
Yes.
just from your side? Because I think, do you feel like I missed anything?
Yeah, I mean, you did miss a lot of things. But remember, John is a man of jack of all trades. You understand? So, there's a lot of things that we are doing currently. Is that when you have skill, your skill does not limit you to one thing.
Okay.
That's the good thing. You understand? I can do anything. There's so many businesses that we're doing. Many of them. But because you remember, we fight for skill. So when we have the skill, there's nothing that we can come up tomorrow and say, hey, John has got an app of this. John have got, that's what I want my people to. I want them to be visionary. So if someone with us, wherever we move, you're already part of it.
There's a lot of we and us.
Yes. I'm including the people that are my people.
Yeah.
I don't move singular. I have got my people. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you work with us, I'm including the people that are mentoring people that are under me. It's me. You understand? I'm not a single. I make sure that when I do everything, I'm fighting for my people. The people that are under me. When I create something, I look for anything that can better my people and make sure that if it's something they are going to try it, then we use that thing. That's what happens.
Yeah. The message of killing poverty right now, I think it's one of your key or core messages of your life. That, you're trying to get everyone to kill poverty.
Yes.
Through Forex.
It doesn't have to be through Forex.
Okay.
Learn from John. John is someone who was like you at some point. John doesn't come from a rich family. But John has been wealthy mentally before he even starts something. If you do something just like this, there's no good result that ain't gonna come. It's like when you go to school. If you're going to study for 1 hour, you're not going to get distinctions. And you know what happened? When you behave like that, you get used to mediocre results. But now, when you're a fighter, when you go hard in, you get used to proper results. And proper results will follow you. So that's what I say. When I say we, I mean all the people that are under me. Whoever comes, that's what I'm saying. If you'll have listened, I've been saying we. I say people that are under me. Because I don't fight for myself. I fight for all of my people to say, you know what, we have got a plan to win. I need to make sure that when you believed in me, you used your last money, whatever the case may be, from wherever you are, to believe in John. The aim that I need to do is to make sure that one day you talk about my bot and you use it and it helps you. When I've done that, both ends will win. Our bot will trend, everyone will buy it, everyone will be using it. That's money for everyone.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Sure.
That's where we all about. So people don't understand when they say bots. No. I'm doing this to conquer my man. So okay. So let me close now. So now, to be honest, is as a trader, what I'm saying that guys, there's so many traders out there. They already have a platform, right? You must use that platform to better yourself. You understand? As much as you are up there, remember the haters that you had when you are here. They grow. The hate that you have when you are is different. It's your aim as a man, whatever, to make sure that you know what's next. If you don't know what's next, because remember, nature wants you to fall. Satan works 24/7, my brother. If you are going to work 1 hour, you are in danger. You are going to fall. But at the end of the day, you need to prove something to yourself. You know yourself. If you're going to wake up in the morning every day, you want to prove a point to someone. It's like now, for instance, I woke up in the morning, I want to prove a point, I have money. I have a point, I need to blow money. It's not going to help you. You understand? It's not going to help you. I don't advocate for that. That's not me. I'm not about that life. I'm not with my people. I don't want to advocate people to being like that. Yes, you must flex, but it's part of life. Even when I do my stuff, it's just part of how I am, but I'm not trying to rub it off on your face and anything. My point here, what I'm trying to say is, I just want to make people be aware that there's another option out there, which is trading. It doesn't matter whether you work through me or not. I advocate for it. It changed my life. And I believe someone out there can change their life. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This one's another one. Would you say you've made millions from selling your robots?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're selling something you're definitely going to make millions, man. Like I'm saying,
yeah.
I'm a service provider. We provide solutions, and solutions will bring me money, not just money, millions. Like I said, now if we make sure I take over bots in Africa, what do you expect? I'm going to be paid with the peanuts? No, it's money. I solve problems that people cannot solve. You understand? So that has to do with money. That's how it is. Definitely you have to make millions. Why would I lie and say I didn't? It has to. It has to do with money.
Yeah.
I solve problems. That has to do with money. If I found a solution, there's someone who would say, you know what, I'm the first person to create a bot of this. It's a solution. If someone has to use it, they need to access our solution. They need to pay for it. Service providing. That's how it is.
Yeah, so we've got Kasango 1.
It's 1.0.
1.0 now.
Yes. So now what we're doing with that, we're taking it Africa, like I said. We're franchising with all the guys who are busy doing mentorship and everything. They're going to use it with their people. We manage everything. That's how it is. So now, in the next 6 months or anything, any boat that you're seeing, it's going to be through John. All of them. That's the motto. We want to clear the streets. Yes.
By clear the streets, what do you mean by that?
We want to make sure if someone is selling a boat, it will be something that's proper. These things of someone just selling, I could see, man. I mean, I do boats. I could see this. It's just a compilation of indicators. It's not going to work. And you can see that this guy didn't do this thing by himself. He doesn't understand what's happening. So it's not going to last. So with that, if we're using one solution and everyone is using it, there's not that. And remember, my boat, right? It's now, like I'm saying, I'm going to China in a month end, right? You also see. People don't, I just don't want to reveal, but let me reveal the secret, right? You see, when we compete with bots on Market Watch, the money that's there is wild, brother. Wild money, not this thing I see on this. No. And they don't even talk to anyone. People use my bot. There's many bots that I have there that are making more money than people don't know. Man, money just comes to you without even doing anything. That's where we're fighting for. You will understand. It's not about money. It's me to make sure that people are using the right tool. And if now I have a system, people on Market Watch, there's quite a few bots that are there that are training. There's one which is training, I think, 6 months. But the people don't know. You understand? And it's money that comes with you. I'm a service provider. And what's good is people get to test something. So there's no anything of that. So what I'm saying is with what we have now, we are about to clear the streets. If you're doing bots and you see someone who's still surviving in bots, it means his bot works. If you don't see him in the next 6 months, you must know. His boss, he didn't understand. He must come to John and we show him how to do it. Then he go and empower his people. That's how it is. The energy is not for me just to, the energy is to make sure both works. If someone's saying he's a mentor, right, and he has got a strategy, he comes to me, John, I have my strategy that works. Let's build it for you. Go use it. Empower your people. That's how it is. We're not there to just say compete and everything. Rich people don't compete. I've met so many nice, I've met so many traders. I could tell that this one is not making money. This one is chancing. By the behavior when you meet someone. You understand? If I meet you like now, there's quite a few. You can handpick. There's few that are making money somewhere, but you could see. And school is very important. You could say with my life, my man. My story is not that I dropped out. I didn't drop out. I passed it with distinctions. So my story is different. I'm not one of those people who just going to come and say, no, empower me. No. You understand? School is important. So even whoever is doing out there, if you have school, you understand? Have school. Intellect is very important. The way you do things when you went to school and someone didn't do, it's very different. We're not going to advocate. I don't advocate for people to stop something what they're doing. It's like when someone comes to me and say, John, I want your board. Should I quit? I say, you know what? Don't quit your job now. I'm not going to advise you and I'm not going to enforce you to just come and rush buy my board. No. Continue with your job. This is the one that made you to buy my board, if that's the case. So make sure that this thing that you're doing, you see the outcome that are comfortable, that surpass what you're having. And you have something. Have education. Education is very important.
Yeah,
yes.
true.
So I advocate for whoever out there who wants to do trading. If you finish your school, if you don't finish something, even Forex, you won't finish it. If you don't finish your school, even Forex, you're not going to finish it.
I've never heard that one before, but
I'm telling you, yes.
I understand what you're saying.
Yes. So you must start something and finish it. If you don't finish, even your Forex, it's not going to happen. You'll quit.
Yeah.
You don't, school teach you resilience. Even when you go to, it's not easy. It's tough.
Yeah, no, it's tough.
Success comes with toughness. And if something is not tough, you must know it's not going to last. You understand? So people need to have, when you start something, doesn't matter. Some people, yes, I understand, but when you start something, make sure you finish it, because that becomes a plant in your life. If you do something and you don't finish, it will carry on with something. You'll realize you have got good ideas, and some people like us, we come in, you have got good idea. Then I take it and then But this guy, I'm the one who told him. Because of that,
Yeah.
it follows you.
Sure.
So people must do something and they must finish it.
Sure.
And some people, poverty is a tough thing.
Yeah.
Some people, it's an inheritance thing. You understand? Some people got it, but you need to, and we can't do anything. Even the pastor, we're going to pray, it can't happen. Some, you need to work on it. Look at yourself when you woke up in the morning. Where do I want to be? You must have those things. You must believe something. You must see where you're going. Then you'll be different. At the end of the day, not all of us will be rich and millionaires, but be a better person.
No. John, you have come. You have said your piece.
Yes.
Said quite a piece, actually. I don't even think you understand how long we've been sitting down for.
It's interesting.
Finally, you got to what's ubodlile namhlanje.
No. But it's my first. It's my first interview.
Yeah.
Then I said no. I want to talk. And to motivate people. And I see how the trading is going in South Africa. Trust me, chances are not going to survive. Chances are not going to survive. If there's someone who's taking chances and signals, and you won't see them in the next 6 months. We'll make sure. I'll be one of those. I'll be the judge of that. I'll make sure that we bring things that if you are chancing. That's what happened in the market watch. You can't bring a mediocre board there. Proper things there. People test. If your stuff is not making sense, no one is going to take your thing. So that's what we want to bring to the environment of trading in South Africa. So if there's someone out there who's saying he's a good trader with it, he can do it. He can come, we build his bot, then we give it to him. The aim is not for me. The aim is to make sure that we keep this name. Because if now we don't advocate for trading, people will lose. There's money in this thing, and this thing can change you in your life. There's nothing out there that I know that you can do without you having to do anything and still make money. But trading is there. And it can open all doors. Yes. But if you do it serious, if you take it serious, it can change your life. If you don't take it serious, it can get you into serious trouble. It can get you into serious trouble. You see, you find someone being desperate, you get yourself into wrong life. Now you're taking people's money. Now you're trading for people's money. It becomes hard. If you follow lifestyle, it's a problem. Lifestyle should come to you. When you work hard, good things will come to you. There's no one who works hard whom I have never seen suffer. If you work hard, results will come out. Just like you. Trust me, you're pushing. Good things will come to you.
Yeah,
it's fact. But if now you don't put effort on your things, no one will do. And don't listen to people. People are there to talk so that you can better yourself. The aim is to better yourself. Remember, we are all human beings. We make mistakes. But within those mistakes, you must do it. If your aim is to change and scale up, learn from that and make sure those things are fixed. If someone comes and says, you know what, John, yesterday this didn't work. We found the conclusion. Okay, this is how it is, this is how it is. We move forward. We fix that problem. That's how we're growing. Imagine now if we're still using iPhone 6. iPhone 6 in 2025.
Yeah, no, all is noted.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the conversation. I picked up quite a lot, actually, and I appreciate you coming here and just coming in a good spirit, the spirit of transparency, and the spirit of no, ask me anything, it's fine, Chief.
Yeah,
appreciate that so much. No, John, wish you all the best, and in 6 months, like you said, we'll see what happens in 6 months.
No, we do. So we have to clear them because if we don't, we the ones who started this thing. If we don't make sure that the movement is right, at the end of the day, remember, there's always have to be leader on anything that we do. It's just fortunate that I happen to be the leader and I advocate for bots. So I want to keep this. And then whoever is doing it out there, if you're not doing it right, you're 6 months, my guy, you're in danger. You must make sure you do it right. And your people must benefit. If your people are not benefiting 6 months, you must go look for a job. If you didn't finish school, go for FET. They are waiting for you. You see, so even the people who are doing signals and anything, it's very important. Whoever out there they must make sure they do that. Transparency. People be aware. If you do it, this thing works. It's just some people who are out there trying to rip it off and do it. But we, the ones who started, like myself, we're not going to allow it to sink because I know this can change someone's life.
Sure.
And we can't stop that. If I have made it from nowhere, why can't anybody? It doesn't matter how you do it. There's so many opportunities. You see, there's so many things that you can, as long as you bring solutions. Going there, someone can go like this, someone can go, but we all have to go there. You understand? We need to develop all these things. There's so many ideas in South Africa. There's another app that I'm busy with, right? So this app, what does is, but this will just give it to people, like so that people see our skills of programming. So with this app, what you're going to do, you just scan on a chat, then it will break through. So let's take maybe you have your mentor who is teaching you something. With that app, you just scan, and then it will tell you the suggestion. Okay, fine, this is this. It will draw you, and then have that breakdown, so you can be able to go anywhere, and then it will tell you the background, so you learn with that.
Sure. No, that's powerful.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If someone is taking chances in this space of bots, he must team up with John, or else I see hunger. Yes.
No, John, thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you for today.
Must take a picture on this
no,
one.
yeah,
It must trend this one.
we'll take pictures
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Forex traders, people out there, they want you to go down. Remember success. So many people are watching over you. And if you don't carry yourself right, everyone wants you to go down. Guys, let's fight hard. Let's make sure that if you have got that certain group that you have, empower your people. We need to take Forex up, guys. This is for all the mentors. Because without them, they're changing. Remember, even within growth, there's some who will fall, there's some who will go up. But that change, the mindset, we need it. And I cannot do it myself alone. Even the other guys who are already advocating for those things, let us have one notion. And also the guys who are also doing the exposing, do it harder. So that people who are doing it, they make sure they do it right. Then we know now, everyone who's in, there's no space for chancers. Only fighters. Yes. So we must make sure, if we have if we have strict conditions, there's no space for chancers.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
No, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sitting down with John Ghatti himself. See you guys next week, and we're out.